What is smart grazing using goats, also known as targeted grazing, prescribed grazing? This short presentation, podcast episode, YouTube video is presented by me, Seven, Jacine Seven, everybody call me Seven, founder of Your Scapegoat and the Goat Conversation. We are a smart grazing company based in Sacramento, California. So what is smart grazing, targeted grazing? I get this question pretty frequently. It is vegetation management service in a nutshell. To keep it super simple, we find a space that our goats can eat because they love to eat. We drop the goats off there. We put them in some fencing to keep them in the area we need them in, almost, if not more importantly, to keep predators out. Predators include wolves, foxes, raccoons, stray dogs. Pardon me for keeping it real, because everybody want me to say real things unless I say something they don't like. The gates are also to keep dumbass people out. Leave the damn goats alone. So in a nutshell, drop the goats off, make sure they got fresh water, typically some minerals, some enclosure to keep them in a space. They're also herd animals, so we want to keep them in a space where they know that they're safe and they can always kind of know where each other's at. And then depending on how large the property is, we pick up those goats, or we simply build out more fencing, more netting, move the goats into that area. They eat, hang out with their homies, drop fertilizer, go to sleep, repeat. In a nutshell, our goats get to clock in for work, clock out on a lunch break, never clock back in, and still get the job done. It's actually that simple. But to keep it a little bit more scientific, if you will, the core benefits are fire prevention and fuel reduction, invasive species removal, environmental regeneration, it helps the local ecosystem, and vegetation management. Fire prevention and fuel reduction. If you watch my channel, listen to my podcast, I go super deep into this. I'm planning on having interviews with people all across the fire science and fire prevention landscape. But as a black man from East Oakland, now living in the more northern California area, I see the power and the implications that goats have with fire prevention. I'll go much deeper into it in other videos, but let's keep this simple. Targeted grazing reduces the amount of vegetation, let alone dry vegetation, that can turn a spark into a firestorm. They create fire breaks, they slow down the fire spread, and they reduce the intensity, which is it's one of those quiet, like super subtle, but extremely important aspects that I've learned as I've really dug deep into this concept of fire prevention using my goats, is they reduce the intensity of potential fires, because no one can stop a fire. No one can stop all future fires from happening. So the fire breaks and the reduction of the intensity is so important. Again, I go much deeper into that, but we're going to keep it simple. Oh yeah, make sure y'all watching my videos, because I'm literally walking down streets throughout cities and counties in California and showing y'all the visuals of things that we pass by every day. Massive fields of dry vegetation, abandoned, unused, publicly owned property, tax delinquent properties, properties that have code issues. Nobody's taking care of this property, including the city government or the state government. Understandably, a lot of them are tied up with a lot of other things, but there's also massive inefficiencies and a bit of neglect on these public agencies' part. It's kind of hard to deal with it from a financial standpoint. Also, from a manpower standpoint, obviously leaving much space for my company and companies just like mine. Removal of invasive vegetation, subtle. Again, like this is why I gotta go down a rabbit hole and make this a multi-pronged educational and networking approach. Because if you talk to homesteaders, gardeners, environmental scientists, just people who care about the environment, who care about plants, they understand, just like invasive animal species that seriously make it tough for the native species in the area, it's the same thing with vegetation. And what's crazy about goats, trust me, y'all gotta watch some of my other longer form presentations. It gets crazy. A lot of times, goats treat the weeds and invasive like snacks. They actually want to go eat the invasive plants first before they clear out the rest of the area. That is crazy. Like, that is really crazy to me. I also use my goats for emotional support goats, not just inner peace. Because if you ever seen a baby goat, I am serious, man. This is something I'm gonna be talking about for decades to come. If you ever seen a damn baby goat, especially when like somebody who likes to do photography or who understands how to like put them in the snow or put them in a beautiful background, put them in a little sweater by some teddy bears or something, that's crazy. But also just hold a baby goat, pet it, let it bond with you, especially if you're bonded, how y'all gonna see me with my goats, especially when we start getting babies. But also mental health, okay? Mental health, emotional support goats, for real, for mental health. A lot of people just need to sit their ass down, pet the damn goat, be quiet, don't say nothing, don't hurt the goat, pet the goat, breathe, and take, like, decompress. Education and awareness and conservation of all breeds. Now, I will not be able to have all breeds under my care and custody, but there's not a goat that I don't want to see live well, because I'm also an animal lover first. I love animals. I grew up with it. It's something with that love. It's something I got away from, but I'm back. Thank God I found this, because all this adulting and life and complexities of finance and managing a family and living in America and being a black man in America, all that shit can compress you into a ball. But when I started thinking about these goats, dealing with these goats, I realized, look, life is simple. These goats are valuable. We don't send our goats to slaughter. And I realized I want to get back to something I love, which is taking care of, being around, and learning about animals. Our mission statement from the conservation standpoint is very simple. This is the quote I made. This is what we're running with. We don't send our goats to slaughter. Their value increases with every acre they clear, every invasive they remove, every fire they prevent. I can't think of one good reason, mainly because I don't eat goats. I'll say this early in my little career because I will not apologize for it and I will not over-explain respectfully. But I don't eat goats. I'm not interested in that. I don't condemn anybody who does. It's cultural for some people, so I'm going to leave that there. But my company will not be engaging in sending any goats to slaughter, especially not with intent. The way I see it is, if every acre they clear, every invasive they remove increases their value, and all they need to do is eat, hang out with their homies, use the bathroom, like we all gotta go potty, as my daughter say. I gotta go poop, gotta potty, and go to sleep and wake up. A goat can do that to their very last day. And if they're sick, I'm pretty sure you shouldn't be sending them off for meat to a slaughterhouse. So I'm not, I'm gonna just leave that there. And chemical free. There's a big issue with pesticides and herbicides that have been long used and have poisoned water, poisoned local ecosystems, poisoned people, poisoned dogs. Chemical free, y'all. cheaper than people and machines in most cases. And when we talk machines, goats, y'all should learn about goats. Goats can climb trees under certain circumstances, especially certain breeds. Y'all done seen it before. Goats can climb almost, obviously it's not straight up and down 90 degrees, but almost can climb up straight rock formations. Goats are extremely special, and they can go where people should not go and where machines absolutely cannot get, like terraced areas, highly super rocky areas, sloped areas, places where machines absolutely should not go just from a safety standpoint. Again, they fertilize the soil, aerate the soil, all those things. Goats are landscapers. So we talked about vegetation management. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate when people get on the internet trying to make shit seem complex and overly important and overly scientific. When you hire a landscaper, it is because the way that the organic matter typically, because you can hire them for patios, you can hire them for fences, you can hire us for all that shit, but listen to me. Typically, we're talking about organic matter in the spaces on your property. You're basically doing vegetation management when you hire a landscaper to cut the grass, edge the grass, trim the bushes, add plants, remove plants, do stump grinding, tree removal. You know what I'm saying? Clean outs, cutting. You know what I'm trying to say, y'all. That's all you doing. Do y'all know that goats, wait till y'all see some of the videos that I do reaction videos to. It is amazing how goats can clear areas. And at worst, the goats can come in, clear out the area, add all these other benefits that I told you, and then us as landscapers can come right behind that and add the sod, add the stuff, tighten it up, add the patios, add the fences and gazebos. Goats are landscapers, and that really blew my mind. Like, having a landscape business, y'all just don't know how it blew my mind when I watched some of those videos. It was August 2025, as it is right now. But some of y'all won't watch this for 2, 3 years, 5 years. In August 2025, as I stand now, I was watching videos from 3, 5, 8 years ago or more, where people were already doing this. And when you see the before and after, as a landscaper, I can tell you, I could not believe. I've been sweating, getting scratched, dealing with animals, every now and then dealing with like unreasonable, crazy customers, having to work in the heat. If you know Sacramento, you know it's hot as shit. It gets muggy and it gets hot as shit. Summer, I'm from the Bay Area. Don't ask me why I moved to Sac or why I've stayed if we're talking about the heat. And goats thrive in those circumstances. Is this a realistic business model? Take a look at what I got on your screen here. Elk Grove hired them for $600,000. A 3-year deal with options to keep the goats in town for another 3 years. This article, this clip, came from the news website, the Sacramento Bee, and this was in 2021. This is over 4 years old. And this is a public work situation. So I'll be contacting the public work departments across every single county in California. But again, crystal clear, this is a sustainable business model because of how God made Earth. In case y'all don't know, shit grows back. According to FEMA, they've already given about $15 million for goat and sheep grazing services since 1994. So that's what? 25, 35, about 30 some odd years, right? Easily that they've been already doing this. And ladies and gentlemen, y'all can go look at FEMA. This is just a little screenshot. Go Google it, Chat GPT it, whatever you want to do. Bring out the sheep. They have obligated or spent millions because they understand it's one of the best ways to control wildfires. There are already laws and funding in place for those of us who want to scale, for those of us who want to serve the private homeowner, property owner, but also really use this as a public benefit. And we don't need no new ballots, and we don't need to raise the taxes. Y'all need to listen to my proposal. Again, those of y'all working in the government, listen to my proposal, read it, listen to the podcast that's probably attached. No new ballots, no raising taxes, saving money. Here goes some food for thought. Drive around your city, and any city in the state of California, any state, really, and look at all those vacant and abandoned properties that are eyesores with overgrown weeds, bushes, and trees. One spark can start a firestorm. At worst, invasives are going to be growing there, spreading into other people's yards. Even worse, because this is serious, they are hotbeds for illegal dumping and illegal activity. I'm from East Oakland, California. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. People are looking to dump things and turn your city. If y'all see what Oakland look like, it's embarrassing. Just from an illegal dumping standpoint, it's absolutely embarrassing. And then the other illegal activities, y'all know what's up. I don't gotta say no names. I don't gotta give no descriptions. I encourage you to check out my other content, of course, because I'm going deep into this. Very unique. Not many people are gonna be as passionate, as interested, and have as many innovative ideas as me and my company. But also go do your research. Go see if I'm lying. Checking ain't cheating. You know? God bless my uncle, rest his soul. He used to always tell me, checking ain't cheating, nephew. That means if something is what somebody say it is, you should be able to go research it. You should be able to see it, validate it. So go validate it, because this is happening right now. So I sincerely appreciate anybody who listened. Your Scapegoat is our company. The Goat Conversation is our YouTube channel, social media, and our podcast. Y'all need to listen to what I'm saying, because this is a very serious thing. And the opportunities are there. But it's on you. But I'm telling you, this is happening right now. So hit us up. Go do your research. Go start a damn goat company if you want to. But the time is now. This is happening right now.